Hey everyone, Dennis Kay here, Belize Islands Real Estate. Hope you're doing well today. As an investor, you always need to look at what are other people not seeing that you're able to see. Where is the niche market? Where are the opportunities? Now, a lot of times I talk about buying in the path of progress. That's one way to look for an opportunity. But here's another opportunity that you might not have thought about before, and it involves how to maximize the occupancy rates of your rental unit on Ambergris Caye. And let me just show you some things that are very, very interesting. And this might be a new concept or new thought to you. I know it is for many of my clients, but especially if you are buying properties off the beach in up and coming areas, I think there's a really good opportunity for some of you to take advantage of this. So let me just do a share screen, and I'm going to go to one of my favorite websites, which is Airbnb. Steph and I have used Airbnb for the last several years, stayed at Airbnbs in dozens of countries around the world. Find it's a very good way to travel. And when we look at the numbers for Ambergris Caye, we really find out something interesting. All right. So first of all, you have your nightly rate. So let's just go to Ambergris Caye. Let's just punch in some nightly rates here. Oops. See if I can move this around so I can see what I'm doing. All right. So let's say you're coming down in January, and let's say, well, let's go to February. Let's get past the January because it's going to be busy in January. Let's go to February. Let's go to March 3rd through the 10th. I'm just picking random dates here. March 3rd through the 10th. Add a couple of guests. All right, Ambergris Caye. Let's see what comes up. All right, so we have, I think this is per 257 a night. I want you to look at the nightly rates of what they're charging for these Airbnbs. All right. One bedroom Boca del Rio, 185, Miramar, 374, Sunset Beach, 290 a night, Trade Winds, 232. Let's see, another Sunset Beach, 366. That's a nice two bedroom. All right. So you see all these here. Now, let's say you wanted to go down for a month, because I just had 3 clients today and yesterday email me saying, I'd like to come down for a month or two and check out the island to see if I really like it, see if I want to buy, invest, move there, whatever the deal may be. So we know that from December through about end of March, beginning of April is peak season. So all of these units here that qualify to offer nightly rentals to tourists, that means they have a certification or approval through the Belize Tourism Board, they're going to want to rent by the night to get top dollar for their units, right? Now, what happens if we look at one of these Airbnbs and we want to stay for a month? Well, let's try it. So let's go into April. Okay, so after our 3 busiest months, which are January, February, March, let's go April 7th. And let's go 1, 2, 3. Let's go to 4 full weeks to May 5th. 2 guests, pop it in, and let's see what our search brings up. All right, so let's see. We have beachfront condo here, 4,400 a month. This is a pretty good deal here. This is about 2,000 a month. There's 9,400 a month, 3,005. Here's a small studio. Okay, studio for 2,700. Oceanfront condo, 3,000. Garden View apartment, 5,500. One for 6,400. All right. So when you look at this, let's just see if it tells us how much the average price is. Yeah. So the average price, all right, for all of the Airbnbs on Ambergris Caye, all right, so all of them, average price is $5,885 per month if you wanted to stay for the month of April. All right. Now, I don't know about you, but spending $6,000, and that probably isn't with the cleaning fees and other fees added on. That's a pretty big bill. All right. So what could you do if you don't want to pay 6,000? Well, you could try to find someone who's willing to rent long term to you, but that is a different type of rental. These things that are being rented here on Airbnb, most likely all of them are going through the Belize Tourism Board, right? Which means they're qualifying as a nightly rental. Now, for condos and homes that don't have that certification, that would like to rent long term, that falls under different category. A long-term lease is what that's called. So typically that 6 months minimum. Can't do a 1, 2, or 3 or 4 month lease. You got to do a 6 month lease. And oftentimes they're 9 to 12 months in length. So let's take a look at some long-term rentals. All right, so we go to this website, which I really like, Belize Management. They have a great selection of long-term rentals. Look at these prices by the month. All right, so Ambergris Lake Villas, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1250. Barra Laguna, 1200 a month, 2 bedroom, 2 bath. What else do we got here? Crebe Island, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 875. You see the average price in here, 1200, 1400, 1700 per month. Now, how do these compare with the ones you're looking at on Airbnb? Well, Airbnb most likely is going to include all of your utilities, free Wi-Fi, all of that kind of stuff. It's just turnkey, just like you're renting a hotel room or a home by the night, right? As you would expect. With a long-term rental, these prices oftentimes do not include water, utilities, electric cable, because these are made for people who are living on the island full time. They've made the move, they're getting settled in. Most of these rent for a minimum of a year, up to 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I have friends who lived in these for many years. Just a great way to go if you're going to live there full time. But let's get back to the person who wants to come down for a month in, let's say, January, February, March. What are their options? Well, they don't really have any options. And here's where the niche market is. Here's where the opportunity lies. If you're going to come down, let's say, for a month or two, you're looking at spending $12,000 for a 2 month stay at one of these Airbnbs. Now, yes, you could negotiate, of course, with the Airbnb host. Say, look, I'm coming down for 2 months. I'll prepay. Here's what I can afford. Can we work a deal? You can do that. But look at the difference, $6,000 a month compared to, let's say, the average of 1,200 or 1,300. All right. So you see there's a sweet spot in there. A person that's coming down for a month or two is willing oftentimes to pay a lot more than this, right? Because he knows he's not locking into a long-term lease, but he doesn't want to pay $6,000 a month, right? And so what I feel the opportunity is here is, let's pick an area like, oh, let's say Secret Beach. All right, there's nothing right now as Secret Beach for rent. In fact, if we just take Google Earth, or not Google Earth, but Airbnb, and we try to zoom in, well, first of all, there's 0 monthly rentals available at Secret Beach. Oh, wait, there's one. There's one coming up. Let's see what this looks like. So who's got this for rent? Casanova Cabanas. Okay, so Kevin and Nova say you can stay there for $6,000 for the month. All right, that's a pretty nice deal if you can get it. But let's say, and of course he's right on the water, right? So here's the opportunity. What if you were to buy an off-beach lot? All right, not beachfront, right? Not even second row, because those are going to demand top dollar, right? So if you have a beachfront property like Kevin does and Keith and the rest of the owners here at Secret Beach, then obviously you're not going to want to give discounts to anybody coming down. You're going to want to get top dollar. You bought for investment, but let's say you own a property, let's say 5, 6, 7 rows back. All right, you might be thinking, who's going to stay in my property if they can stay closer to the beach? It's their vacation. All right, I get that. So your average week-long renter might not be as inclined to rent your B&B if you're a block or two back from the water. They might want to go closer to the beach. Just makes sense, right? I mean, if you're saving up for your one vacation a year, you probably want to be as close to the water as possible, price notwithstanding. But what if you were to offer a nice 2 or 3 bedroom home, a block from the beach, and you went after the market who were looking for a month or 2 or 3 month rentals? And let's say you split the difference. You're not going to charge 6,000, right? You're not going to charge 1,400 a month. Let's say you just go somewhere in the middle, 25, maybe 2,700 a month, and you cater to those who are looking to come down for a month or 2 or 3 a year, which there are many, and those type of people have nothing to rent. Consider this too. Let me just do a little bit of a share screen here, and let's see if we can go to the Google Earth, my Google Earth overlay. All right, to the Secret Beach area. All right, so here is the Secret Beach area. Now, right now that this area is just set to take off, right? So you have a lot of restaurants in here. You have just a handful of places to stay. I think it's like a total of 9 or 11 places to stay, and that includes everything for rent on Secret Beach. So let's say for some of you who are looking at buying some of these properties back here, right? 85, 13, 14, 15. I believe those are sold. I might have one more in this general area. So let's say you built a little 2 or 3 bedroom home there, and knowing full well that in the next 2 to 10 years, there is going to be dozens and dozens of people having their homes built in this area. All right. Now, here's the thing with people having homes built. Sometimes they like to have the home built and furnished and turnkey before they arrive. All right, but that's unusual. Most people want to get down to the island. They want to rent something for 6 months or 9 months or maybe even a year, and at that time they'll choose to get out their designs and go over them with the builder and have the builder build their home and get it furnished, and they want to be hands on because they want to personalize the home, and there's so much that's going to go in to personalizing their vacation or their retirement home, right? So they want to stay down for 6 months or 9 months until their home is completed. Where do you think they would prefer to stay while this is going on? For those of them who are building at Secret Beach, well, they could go and rent from Belize Management, which specializes in condos on the east side of the island, right near San Pedro town. But that means that every single time they want to go and check on their house, which is probably daily, they have to drive up and over and meet with the builders and see how the construction is coming along and everything. Easy to do, right? Not a problem. But think about, again, the dozens of people that are going to be saying, hey, I'm going to be building a home at Secret Beach. Can I rent something there for 6 months to 9 months or a year while my house is being built? And think about that market, right? How many people are going to be doing that? And can you take advantage of that? Or consider this too. You do have somebody that came down and they built their vacation home or dream home. So for example, again, I have people looking at buying these lots, getting these under contract right now. So let's say that you did come down and you built your little 2 or 3 bedroom dream home. That is your vacation home. But now, family member, close friends, someone says, "Hey, man, I'd love to come down and stay for a month. What can I rent that's near you?" And you say, "Well, you can. Here's what you can do. You can go to Airbnb." And again, let's just go to Airbnb because this is fun to do, and this is all real numbers, guys. I'm not making these up. But let's just scale back the length of time because maybe they want to. Yeah, let's say when I come down for a week, and let's just see what the prices are. All right, let's see if anything interesting comes up. All right. So this isn't too bad. I mean, you got a week long stay here in this 1 bedroom cabana for about $1,000. All right. But if they wanted to come down for a month, well, that 1,000 now just turned to 4,000. All right. So $4,000 per month in a 1 bedroom, 1 bath with no kitchen, very small, no living room, nothing. Again, what if you had your own personal home? All right. And in addition to your personal home, there was a rental nearby, let's say 2 or 3 lots away, or half a block or a block away. And you say, you know what, come down. You're going to have your own place. And for a month, charge you 25, 2,700 bucks. It's half of what you can rent anything else on the island for. And you're going to be in a great location near Secret Beach. All right. So those are some interesting things to think about. Also, think about this: as Secret Beach grows and expands, all right, you're going to have a lot of on island locals working in this area on a daily basis. Now, right now, after they shut down and close up shop, all the workers have to go back across the island down to San Pedro or wherever they're living. There's going to be a need for locals housing up there. All right. So if you could build on your property, maybe let's say a 6 unit or 8 unit apartment complex that specifically caters to what locals are looking for in an inexpensive rental close to their job. All right, so these are different types of rentals than you might say renting to a tourist or others are going to coming down for vacation. Local on island rentals, what's important to them is to have a nice place to stay. You have a bed, small refrigerator, maybe a little cook stove, of course, a bathroom. Maybe on site, you have a community washing machine and dryer, or washing machine, not a dryer so much because you hang up your clothes, but maybe you give them a spot to wash clothes. Maybe you have a couple other little services and amenities on site, and you cater to those who are going to be living in that area, but maybe don't want to or can't afford to buy a piece of land and build their own home. So you're providing what is called workers' housing. Now, this is extremely important in areas that are up and coming like this, because you're going to have people living and working at the bars, restaurants, shops, and maybe they cycle in and out. Maybe they're working there for a week, go home for a week, because a lot of people that work on the island also have families on the mainland. So they might cycle in and out, and they might need a place to stay while they're on Ambergris Caye, close to their jobs. That's nice. That's well taken care of, where they feel good, they feel comfortable, and that might be another good opportunity for you guys. All right, so I know I've thrown a lot of information out, but as you go through these numbers, right, as you look at all these opportunities, so often some people say, okay, what is the occupancy rate at X number of hotels? What is the nightly rate? They try to do the math in their head. That's only for the vacationer, the tourist. All right. But think outside the box, especially as you get off the beach. So for those of you looking at, let's say, anywhere from fourth row lots and back. And why are you looking at those properties? Because they are so stinking affordable. They are absolutely in a great location, up and coming area, and you can get the land at a reasonable price now. And when you build on it, build thinking, okay, who could I rent this to? Who's going to be coming down in the next 2 to 10 years? Who's going to need a place to stay long term? Who's going to need extra space for friends and family? Right. So think about all these different scenarios, and then you form a marketing campaign or a targeted campaign going to those people. Let me give you an example. I had a client on yesterday who bought some property up on the northeast side, all right? Remote area, absolutely pristine. I gave them some ideas on what to do as well. For example, that part of the island is extremely popular with people who like to fly fish. Fantastic. And the problem is up there are very few places to stay. Again, there's a big demand for those who like to fish, get on the water early, later on in the evening, those peak times. And yet it's just not easy to get up there from San Pedro town if they're staying in town. So you give these fishermen a place to stay, a nice little like fishing camp, so to speak. And then to target that market, you don't just throw it up on Airbnb where you're competing with 300 or 500 other rentals. You create a Facebook campaign where you target those who subscribe to the fly fishing sites, the magazines, the websites that people who like to fish frequent. All right, you do targeted advertising on those sites because that's your audience. Your audience isn't just anyone coming down to Ambergris Caye. Your audience is the fisherman. Maybe he's got some friends. They want to come down, maybe rent 3 or 4 cabanas for a week. And they want to do nothing but fish. All right. Maybe you include in the nightly rental some kayaks, some other things fishing related. And you just really cater to that market, right? Guaranteed you will have no problem getting your occupancy rates up and providing your guest with a beautiful experience. All right, guys, hope this was helpful today. Have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up on the link below. Looking forward to helping you live the dream down in Belize, and hope you're all having a great week. Talk to you soon.